Introducing Nose to Tail, a podcast where we explore the world of aviation lifecycle solutions, insights, and more. Presented by Jet Midwest.
Welcome back to the Nose to Tail podcast. I'm Patrick Krause, COO at Jet Midwest. I'm here with Steven with SK Aero Safety. Steven, how we doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself today?
I'm doing pretty good. And I know we got a little bit caught up earlier, but I think it'd be good to start with your origin story, how you got into aviation, and then we'll talk a little bit about SK.
Yeah, sure. So my origin story, as you call it, started back when I was in finance. I came out of school and was in finance, early 2000s. Then the market crashed in 2008, as we know, and banking became no fun anymore. So I want to have fun. I want to enjoy what I do. I became a private pilot in 2006. So I took that passion that I had, that came through my family because my dad was a pilot, and I said, I'm going to go into aviation, but I want to do it the right way. I want to do it the best. So, of course, the best is going back to school to Embry-Riddle. Got my MBA down at Daytona Beach. I came out of there and started my career with Rolls Royce on the engine side of the business. So completely flipped over from the finance and got into sales and operations right out of school. And I haven't looked back because it's true, once you're in aviation, you can't escape it.
Yeah, it's definitely a virus. You're not getting it out of your system.
Absolutely.
So what type of Rolls Royce products were you working with?
So I started on the Model 250 engine, the single and the dual for the helicopters, Bell helicopters, smaller helicopters. Then moved into the T-56 on the military and some commercial L-100 work. And then actually spent some time in Marine to get a little flavor of that. But was able to, the beautiful thing about aviation is it's global. So I was able to live in Singapore, was able to live in the UK, up in the Nordics, Norway, Finland, Sweden, and that, which I never would have done if I hadn't gotten into this industry.
Yeah, it's an awesome experience. Yeah, certainly being a global business, and I see a lot of it here with people from all over the world that we talk to every day here on the podcast, and there are some pretty cool experiences. Now, you said your dad was a pilot. Did he do that for a living, or was that for fun?
He did it for fun, and then these challenges called children came along, and he had to change his career path and settle down. So it was just for fun for him.
And then that for yourself, it's also for fun.
That's correct. Yes.
All right. So you're not making any money doing that. You're just losing money.
And losing money. Yeah. I remember when I got my license, it was the $100 hamburger, right? And now I wish it was a $100 hamburger when we go fly it.
You know, everybody asks me a lot, you can learn how to fly and all these things. I'm like, yeah. I kind of obsess about things for like 90 days. So I think I would work at it for 90 days and then I'd be like, well, I'm bored with this. I'm going to move on to my next obsession. So I don't think I'd ever get there. And frankly, I don't know that I want to be responsible enough for my life, let alone someone else's in the air. So it takes a special person. So, and I'm so happy that you've got that because that obviously led to your passion to bring you here.
Yes.
So maybe inform our listeners a little bit about how the group of companies have come together and kind of what the driving vision was with that. And then how'd you guys get that done? You have 3 entities in one at this point, right?
Yeah, so actually SK Aero Safety is an incredible story of where it's came from. So here in the U.S., there are 3 companies underneath that umbrella, SafeTech, Semco, and FireTech. We have 8 locations spread across the U.S., from Miami all the way to Los Angeles. But SK Aero is actually a lot bigger than that. So we have 18 locations worldwide and a total of 10 companies that are underneath the SK brand.
Wow.
And in fact, just a few days ago on April 7th, we signed up our latest company, EMS France in Paris, which gives us that 18th location in there. So the company we do support of safety equipment, nose to tail, rafts, slides, oxygen masks, fire, but we're expanding past that. That's another story. But we have all of that we can support our global customers because planes don't stay in one place. They're flying everywhere. So we're everywhere that these planes are flying right now, and we can support all the safety equipment that's on there.
So for our listeners, right, you kind of went through it kind of quickly, but every slide and raft on the aircraft.
Correct, yes.
And maybe give them a great description of really what that is, because it's pretty impactful across the marketplace.
Yeah, so we take this very seriously, obviously, because the equipment that we work on, you hope you never have to use it. But if you do, it better work, right? It truly is life or death situations that this equipment is being utilized in. So when the slides come in, for example, we take those in. They have to go through our process of inspection, evaluation, recertification, overhaul to be able to get back onto that aircraft. So we take quality extremely, extremely important to us. making sure that our equipment's going to work when it's called upon. But yeah, I mean, it's great to see. You walk on the aircraft, and when you come on, everybody kind of sees off to the side there. There's a slide that's stuck up on the entry door when you go through, and you may see the oxygen cylinders up in the overhead bins, and they always demonstrate the masks that come down that you hope they never drop. But yeah, I mean, we take a lot of pride in knowing that our equipment's on these aircraft, not just commercial, but also on private aircraft as well, knowing that we support these guys in, some of the most difficult situations that could happen.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing from an industry standpoint how much goes into not just the exact equipment work on, but safety in general, and it really is a lexicon of what aviation is. Otherwise, the accident rates and things would be terrible. People wouldn't fly. They go, I'll take the train.
Absolutely.
So that's great. So how did a guy who's working on with Rolls Royce, working on engines and working on some naval propulsion stuff, how do you transition into the safety business?
So that's interesting too, because we take a look at when I was working with these engines, they're millions of dollars that are coming through on that. Now we're talking safety equipment, which is much less higher volume that comes through. But the importance of that and the expectation of 100% quality that has to be in that is something that's just incredible when you think about it, because it's this industry that nobody really thinks about, because like I said, you never get used. You don't see it in action most of the time. But to know that we are in charge, we are that last line of defense really when something bad happens. But not just that, it's more so the company itself. I've never been associated with a company like SK that values the customer and its employees as much as it does. So for me, that's, it's this whole work-life balance, is really incredible. Love what I do, love the people that I work with. It's been a fantastic experience.
Well, obviously you must have a passion for your organization, which is awesome. Give us 3 of the best reasons that really set aside SK in the way that they manage their people.
Yeah, so the first one is, like I mentioned before, we have 18 locations around the world, right? 8 of them here in the U.S. and some pretty cool places, Miami, L.A., Dallas, some others, and then around the world. We're in Kuala Lumpur, we're in Dubai, we're in London, Paris, Sydney, Australia. That's such an incredible opportunity from an employee standpoint for growth and experience, that you can get that not a lot of companies have that kind of breadth across the world. But also something, smaller, like this company still celebrates birthdays, right? How cool is that every month we get everybody who has a birthday together and they bring out something, we have a little bit of celebration. And then another part too is that everybody's rewarded for the work. It's not just sales, it's not just operations, it's not just finance. When we succeed, we all succeed together, and we celebrate that all together, and we're all, compensated and awarded and celebrated to reaching those milestones. So it's great that nobody's left out when we do something great.
So when you go to approach a potential partnership with a new company or an acquisition with a new company, having such a strong sensitivity to protecting that culture that you have, how do you guys manage that when you sit down and maybe you're interviewing a company, and whether it's an acquisition or a partnership, really you have to interview each other, see if you can get along. I work with my siblings, so we have a lifetime of interview together.
So that's another challenge, right?
Yeah, still figure out how to get along. But how do you guys do that as an organization?
So it's interesting because if you look at our group of companies, we're not just SK Aero Safety, right? We're SafeTech, we're Simco, we're FireTech, we're Avia, we're EMS, we're John Cameron. We're all these entities that we let the people there keep their identity. We let the sellers keep the identity. A lot of these companies have been with families for decades, and it's very personal to them. And I understand that, and I would feel the exact same way if it was my company. So we don't come in and we don't impose a culture, right? We try to adapt to the cultures that are there and allow them to keep their own identity. Being able to have this global support network and a very, very horizontal management structure. So it's very easy to integrate the people into the industry. Now, sometimes the technical aspects and those challenges are there, but from a people standpoint, it's been a very good process as we add these entities to the SK Aero group.
That's fantastic to hear. And now you talked about all your global locations. Is there a philosophy within the group to allow people to move up and around into different organizational structures?
Yes. So we do have a number of technicians that we call our mobile technicians, and what they are is people that are licensed or certified to work at multiple facilities. So let's say our facility, Aviatechnique over in London, has a shortage or they have an increase of workload, they need additional technicians to come in. We can move them from another site that maybe has a little bit less inflow at the moment. We can move those technicians and they can go over to that facility with no challenges put in place to them, and they're able to, just slip right in basically, because we have the same processes, we have the same procedures, we have the same ERP system, everything's the same across the board, so they're able to do that. But then also, as you move up in the company and you want to go into more of a management or more senior role, you're not limited to just Indianapolis, Indiana, right? There may be an opportunity here in Atlanta, or there may be something overseas. Every employment opportunity gets posted within first. So the opportunities are there to grow up and to grow out wherever you'd like to.
Wow, what a wonderful, nurturing environment.
Yeah.
We are very similar in our approach. That's why I like to hear your story, because, I've enjoyed in my career watching, people who've been in for 5, 6, 7 years, and they go, hey, I just want to completely switch departments, and I want to go over here. And I don't know that I've ever said no. I think I've always said we'll find a way. It might be challenging for your former boss. He might have some challenges, some hurdles, but we'll help him with those. And everybody wants to collaborate on doing those things. And it's been very good for us to watch our people grow and really expand. And honestly, their value to the organization doubles when they're able to do not just one job or 2 jobs, 3 or 4. They can do that 4 different roles they've played over a 10-year window. They become more valuable to us. So when we open a new department, I now have someone who knows what our management style needs to be, and maybe they can step into something brand new. And so again, I enjoy hearing your story, because I feel the same way about my employees. I'm giving them those opportunities.
Yeah, just think, the employee, not only are they, trained and able to do those multiple roles, but they're happy, right? Because they have that opportunity. They know that they're not just stuck in one place, so they're going to be more productive. So, it's a benefit for both sides of the equation on that.
We'll continue this discussion on the next episode of Nose to Tail, a podcast presented by Jet Midwest. Don't forget to please like and subscribe to our channel.